everyone, it's Lindsay and welcome back to my channel. Happy New Year to you all. This is the first time I will be seeing you guys since 2023 started. We are here today to talk about December and wrap it up for you. I plan on having a video coming out shortly where I discuss my 2022 goals, my favorite books, my reading stats, things like that, and then another video talking about my 2023 goals, anticipated reads, things like that. That's coming. It might be in like May, but it's coming. But anyways, how are you guys? How's your new year going? Tell me down in the comments how you guys are doing with all of your 2023 goals so far. Are you sticking with them? Or are you just like easing into everything like I am? I think we'll go ahead and start with writing since that kind of has the biggest news of all. Very exciting. So without further ado, this is the cover of Taube. If you haven't seen it already, she's been up for like a month on my other social media, so if you aren't following me, you totally should. But isn't she everything? I love the colors. Oh my gosh, this is what I was talking about like months ago when I was like, they're so vibrant, there's so much movement, and I love the characters. So you finally get to see what Begonia looks like. This is her kind of like best friend slash annoying sidekick little brother Bass. I'm actually gonna get it up on Goodreads. And yeah, and finally we have a release date as well. So it's gonna be coming out September 19th. Oh, this year. Oh, and Goodreads finally got the cover up too, which is exciting. That took a while. From the author that gave us The Glass Witch comes a whimsical exploration of disability that is equal parts Scooby-Doo and a series of unfortunate events. Begonia has waited her whole life to be adequately odd. Sure, she's the only child resident of a floundering nursing home, has 53 magical grandparents, and suffers from debilitating chronic pain. But Begonia doesn't have an oddity yet, her magical quirk, which makes her an outsider even among the oddballs. Worst of all, if her powers don't arrive by her 11th birthday, she'll be exiled, losing the only family and home she's ever known. When Begonia learns there's a magical object that can reveal her oddity, she'll lie, sneak, steal, and even brave the soul-sucking ghosts attacking the residents one by one to find it. But along her quest, she might discover more than she bargained for. The dangers of letting ability and disability define her. I'm just so excited for this to be out in the world. I love this book so much, you guys. Like, it is so deeply me. It's so goofy. It's so goofy. Like, I am honestly so shocked that my agent and my editor let me write such a ridiculous book. It's just so fun and goofy and silly, and but hopefully at the same time, like, the heartfeltness and the serious like undertones of like ableism and like dealing with that comes through. Like, it's about a little girl at heart learning that, you know, her disability doesn't define who she is. She can decide her own path. But it's mixed in with so much like humor and hijinks. I just really hope that it shines through and that you guys love it so much the way that I do. It really is like just such a mix of my love for House in the Cerulean Sea, like the goofy, kooky kids, but like imagine it with old people. And then the Addams Family, like all of the oddities are kind of weird and twisted. I'll just squeal about this book forever because I'm just so happy with it. So anyways, I'm so happy I get to share it with you guys. Pre-order links are down below in my link tree. Again, it's coming out September 19th and I'm just so thrilled. And then also in December, I got to celebrate my 5 years on Authortube, or YouTube in general. That was really cool. I actually did a video where I did a little reflection on my time here. That was really fun. I guess, yeah, technically 5 years on Authortube because I've been on YouTube much longer. Like, before this was an Authortube channel, when I was a kid, this was a Webkins channel. Do you guys remember Webkins? Like the little stuffed animals, and they had codes and you could play with like games online. Yeah, that's what this started out as. In 2006, I started my channel and I made like Webkins collection videos. As you can see, I haven't matured much, which is a beautiful thing. Oh my gosh. Okay, and then another hugely exciting thing. So one of my New Year's resolutions, goals for 2022 was that I wanted to bind When the Sea Came for Us, which was my first novel that I started this Authortube channel writing. It's a YA dark fantasy, and I queried it. It died in the query trenches. I have a whole video on that, but I wanted to bind it just in case I am never able to go back to it, or it's a long time before I can go back to it. Like, she deserves to look like a book. So I spent most of December learning how to format books, make a cover, do all of the stuff, like everything that pub authors do. Oh my gosh, first of all, I have to go on a little mini tangent here. Mad respect, mad respect for self-published authors. Oh my gosh, this was so much work, and like the learning curve for how to do all of this stuff, so high. I cannot believe, like it took me hours upon hours to learn how to do this and do it correctly. And it was very difficult. It was very difficult. So like mad props to all you self-published authors. This is a lot of work. I do not envy you having to do this all the time. But now that I know how to do it, it's a skill I'll probably retain for the next 3 months and then forget, but it's fine. Anyways, I have her bound. And she is absolutely perfect. Wouldn't the Sea Came for Us by Lindsay Puckett. I made this. I made this. Can you believe, like that looks like a real book. Like she has a spine. She's real. She's a real book. I am so happy. She's also like the soft touch butter cover. She's a big paperback and she's a floppy girl. Woo! And guess what? You know what the best part is? I did this all for free on Canva. It's so incredible to hold her. It is just seeing my firstborn and my secondborn together. It just makes me so happy. Honestly, for those of you that have trunked novels that like really hold a place in your heart, I highly recommend doing this. It's just such an incredible feeling to be able to physically have something to be able to put on your shelves, something that you worked so hard for. That was like this was such a big part of my life. Like this was 2017 to 2020, you know what I mean? Like this was 3 years of my life, my whole life. So it's nice to have it in a physical form, to hold it, like hug it and see it, put it on my shelf. Like And every time I talk about When the Sea Came for Us, people always ask like, am I gonna go back to it? Like, am I gonna revise it and give it to Samantha and see if we can go on sub with it? And the answer for now is no, I am not, just because I'm not getting into YA fantasy right now at the moment. Right now I am still going to be focusing on publishing middle grades, and my foray into YA, I want to start with a few standalones. I think that might be an easier way to break into YA publishing at the moment than, you know, with a big old series, especially a mermaid series. I don't know, you guys. There's a bunch of mermaid books being traditionally published that are coming out this year, and I'm like, what is happening? Like, I'm so excited. But like, I don't know. I just don't know if it's her time to shine. Also, she needs a lot of work. Like, I think she would need a little bit of restructuring. And that's a bit more than I have time to right now. Like, I just don't have time for a passion project for me, because I think that's what this might be. Because I don't know if this would sell. I just don't. Given the publishing climate and the YA like fantasy climate, I just don't know. But anyways, regardless, she lives in my heart and on my bookshelves. Okay, let's switch gears and let's talk about some life stuff. Obviously it was Christmas. All of December to me is Christmas. I celebrate every single day. So I just had a great time doing all the fun holidays-y stuff. Also, it's my birthday. My birthday's on the 21st and I turned 29, which is kind of wild that this is the last year in my 20s. It's one of those weird things where you're just like, oh, like, shouldn't I have my life together by now? But then I'm like, no, that's the lie they tell you. All I wanted to do was I wanted to go, this sounds so funny. All I wanted to do was I wanted to go to the pet store and buy Christmas presents for my dogs. And then the other thing was go get pho and go to a Barnes & Noble and just like shop around, because my local Barnes & Noble that was like 5 minutes away isn't here anymore, so we have to travel to go to a Barnes & Noble. So that's what I did, and it was a lovely birthday. I got so many fun Christmas presents because I'm 5. I didn't know if you know this, I'm actually 5 years old. I got some fun new Squishmallows. This is Antoine and he's a jar of peanut butter. Then we have Afia. She's a succulent. I also have, I don't know if you can see him in the background up there because he's by my salt lamp, but that's Grant. He's a goat. I got him for Christmas too. And goats are my favorite animals, so I'm very happy. I also got a plethora of new Fugglers. If you didn't know, I collect Fugglers. They're like the creepy ugly monsters with the teeth. I adore them. They are my everything.
Fuggler montage. Epinephrine. Blurch. Colloquial. The Husher. Plum Bob. Wingardium Leviosa. Effervescent. Charcuterie. And yes, I made these braces. Myself. And then we have the twins, Goat, Devacia, Echeveria, Chamomile, the newly adopted Root, and my homemade Fuggler, Dusseldorf. And then I have all my keychains, which I consider like decapitated heads. I put them on my Christmas tree. It's a whole mood. I'll insert a picture, but here they go. Guillotina, Sir Nicholas de Mimsy Porpington, Christopher Walken as the Hessian. You can't tell me he doesn't look just like him in the movie. Ned Stark, Squidge, and Mary, Queen of Scots.
Some of them already have their outfits and their personalities. Others we're still working on. We have Babette, the Queen. You will actually get to meet Babette in the Odds. Probably one of my favorite characters in the Odds. But yeah. She's a grouchy old lady. And then we have Pubert, who is named after Pubert from the Addams Family Values. We have Lemony Snicket. We have an Ooga Booga, which is their breed. They don't have a personality or name yet. So if you have a great name for her, leave it down below because we could use it. I feel like such a child. I don't care. I'm happy. Okay, another thing that happened in December was I became a heatless wave girly. I got on that trend of getting one of these little things that goes around your head like this, and then you just twine your hair around it at night and you go to sleep and you wake up with glorious curls. I've been doing it every single night, and honestly it works so well that I will just never go back. I don't need a curling iron anymore. It's amazing. Also the legging trick works really well too. If you've not seen that, you use like the legs of the leggings to twine your hair around, then you wrap them, and then you put the like elastic of the leggings around your head, and it's like a little sleep cap. Genius. These Gen Z kids wow me every day. Okay, and then I want to share 2 hot drinks that I was obsessed with all of December, and it's honestly leading into this month as well, because I want you to try them. First of all, it is the Private Selection Double Coca Hot Chocolate. Like this is the superior hot chocolate mix. I will stand by that. Also, if you are not making your hot chocolate with heavy whipping cream, like not the whole thing, but you've got to put heavy whipping cream in there to make it like thick and rich. Oh, listen, I'm lactose intolerant. This is worth 10 hours of diarrhea, okay? Half heavy cream, half almond or oat milk. Whisk it together on the stove on medium heat, and slowly sprinkle in your teaspoons, whisking all the while because you don't want it to get chunky. If you just put it all in at once, it'll get chunky. But you slowly whisk over medium heat, and then it's perfect and frothy. So decadent, so good. Give it a try. And then the next thing that made my life complete was this Tea Forte Apricot Amaretto. This is incredible. It says, the taste of juicy apricot and almond paired for a refreshing infusion. It's got rooibos, honeybush, apricot, marigold flowers. Incredible. Okay, and the last thing that I was like utterly obsessed with in December, and I'm kind of sad because I finished it now, is Witchwood, which is a cozy Switch game. And you guys, I need you guys to play this. I need you to play this so bad because I need someone to talk about this with. I love this game. You are a witch living in the swamp and you are grumpy, but you have to do little tasks for the villagers. And it's just fun and snarky, and the art is so beautiful. I was utterly obsessed. It's so cute, it's so wholesome, it's so fun, and there's like low stakes. I love it, and I got to live out my grumpy swamp witch fantasy. Please play it and just let me know how it goes. Okay, and then lastly, I like to end off these wrap-ups by talking about my favorite reads for the month. The wild thing is, the book that I'm going to share with you guys is the very last book that I read in 2022. And it made my top 3 of the year. And this might just be a me thing because it's very like near and dear to my heart. But it's The Office BFFs. This is essentially behind the scenes memoirish look from the 2 ladies who play Pam and Angela in The Office, and it's just them telling their stories, how they started out acting, how they got their roles, and then taking us through the 10 years that they spent filming The Office. And it was everything. I cried so much, like happy tears crying. Also, if you can get your hands on the audiobook, I 100% recommend because they have essentially every actor on The Office come in and do like a cameo in the book itself. So you get all of the voices of all of your favorites coming back. Also, I think Billie Eilish is on there for a minute, and so is Jennifer Gardner. It just is so, it's such a fun audiobook, and if you are at all a fan of The Office, this is definitely a must read. And for your question for this video, it is, what would you name my Ooga Booga? Because she needs a name. She needs a name. She's too cute to not have a name. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget the odds pre-order links are down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. And thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!